Hi everyone, this is Sturai from Commercial Brokers International. Wanted to come and say hello and talk to you guys a little bit about the importance of working exclusively with an agent. And working exclusively with an agent means basically you've reached an agreement on them representing your needs and helping you in the process of leasing or purchase on an exclusive basis, and typically there's legal forms and things like that involved. So today we're going to talk about the importance of it, and there's a few things to keep in mind. You can have one agent working very tirelessly to your needs, or you can have, let's say, 5 agents doing the bare minimum because they're not working exclusively for you. The advantages of working with one agent comes from into the time that they dedicate to helping you and the resources that they dedicate to helping you. Because if they know they're exclusively representing your needs, they have a fiduciary duty to serve you, and within that duty comes awesome perks of sharing all properties across the market with you, including their own listings, but things that are on the market. And there is even steps that I take into place in helping you find options that are also off the market. For example, I have a client right now that is very interested in this very small little pocket that they want. So they have some time, so we're focusing on that pocket, even though there are no active listings. So that might mean doing email blasts, getting in touch with property owners, getting in touch with agents within that area. And that type of time is dedicated typically when I know I'm working exclusively with a client. So other things are, if you're trying to do this kind of on your own, let's say you're someone that just needs to get out of your office or out of your store and you're looking for options and you're maximizing resources like LoopNet. Even if you do things like that, you'll probably get to see about 40 to 60% of what's already on the market. You don't get to see the remaining property options that, let's say, I would be able to see, as well as an agent, like an experienced agent like myself, will have relationship with other agents, with other property owners that will be able to maximize on your behalf. But a lot of that, once again, comes into play because you're working exclusively with agent. So when you are starting your search, whether it's for your office or retail space or new building you want to purchase, you want to kind of make your objective on finding the right agent for you. That's going to mean some good phone call conversations. Feel free to ask a lot of detailed questions. Do what you need to do to feel comfortable with that group of agents, but then take the time to narrow it down and work exclusively with one, because then they'll be able to really arm you with a lot of information, whether it's marketing on who they are, on what the area offers, the details of a specific building, or really a lot of information that can align with what your company's objectives are in terms of finding that space. And when it comes down to even a little bit into the process, after you, let's say you have found a few spaces you're interested in, when you have multiple agents reaching out to one landlord stating your company's interest, it kind of sends a little bit of alarm bells for a landlord when they hear one company being referred to by multiple agents, because then landlord already can sense that this specific company is not working exclusively with an agent. Um, and that can sometimes be concerns of, okay, who's truly representing you, and if does come down to a deal, who will be paid commissions and all of that. So there is legal concerns that come down the line after you find the option, and then when it comes down to negotiating a lease or a purchase and going through the due diligence process of that transaction, you really want someone that you've built a relationship with throughout this process and knows the entire details of what you want and what that transaction holds, to give you a better chance of really achieving the closing that you want. So taking a lot of that into consideration, that's why it's really important to be working exclusively with an agent. And it's okay to not know and want to take your time, and sometimes there are concerns that come up when it comes to commissions and things like that. One thing to keep in mind is that in most transactions, when it comes to commissions, a lot of that is calculated into the listing. So if it's a property that's available for sale or for lease, you know that typically if it is an experienced landlord or experienced seller, they will have a commission that will also pay your agent's efforts. So it's not something that you're coming out of pocket with. And another advantage of working exclusively with an agent is that if there are situations where there is confusion about that transaction or commissions and things like that, because you are exclusively represented by an agent, they can really maneuver through those negotiations really smoothly. So if you're in the process, whether you've just started or you're in the middle of it, or you're just you're having to meet a lot of crazy deadlines, all of those are more reasons to take a moment, step back, and think about working exclusively with an agent and who that's going to be and what kind of questions you want to get an answer to before you're convinced on an agent. So feel free to think about those. My contact information will be posted. If you guys have any questions, any thoughts, any feedback, feel free to share, and I'll be more than happy to share back. Thank you.